need to do that. Yeah. Such a good clap.
I've practiced that. Did I get a pint glass?
Yes. Don't I get one?
Yeah, well, you know.
You watched The Batman?
I did watch Batman. The Batman. Yeah.
The Batman.
The Batman. You have to...
Man, they got to come up with a better name, haven't they, really?
I mean,
there's Batman 1962.
Dark Knight. That's quite a good name.
That's a good one.
what is...
Then you had Batman 1989.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, get it together, Will.
I don't know what it was, but it just looked like goop. But yeah. Yeah, I watched The Batman. It was like... It didn't blow me away, but it was great. And I love the kind of like... the very punky kind of feeling to it. Like, we were just talking about The Crow as well.
Yeah.
It's just... Oh, you haven't seen The Crow yet?
I haven't seen The Crow.
I watched it today.
Oh, you watched it today? Oh,
He watched
right.
The Crow and I watched The Batman. And it's like... very
I
dark,
wish I knew.
angsty, hair over the eyes, kind of like...
I was watching BuzzFeed Unsolved.
Which is like, oh my god, BuzzFeed Unsolved, let's talk about that. That's way better.
That's great. I watched like the scariest moments. There's so many like real things that happen in that.
You gotta watch the like... yeah, when they're in like Waverly Hills and yeah, they're from the body shoot.
There's a thing with a flashlight, and they play it off.
Yeah.
Like the the ghost or whatever like turns on the flashlight whenever they they ask it to, and they're laughing about it. Like for me, he's like not a skeptic. Well, a skeptic, but more on the side of I don't know, because our family
real.
house being a nursing home, there's like loads of like weird stuff growing up that we just like blank. We just thought, and that could have been been explained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched this. I haven't seen it.
It's
Is
good.
it good?
It's a YouTube series.
Yeah, I'm quite a skeptic, so I'm like...
I think you'll like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I do like a
there's-
mystery.
one of them is like a real believer, and the other one's like a proper skeptic.
You got Shane and Ryan, and
Yeah.
Ryan's like, oh my god, this is 100% real. And Shane's just like, this is baloney. Like, but it is great.
And Ryan always gets really scared, but then Shane always is just laughing at him. it's a good dynamic for a show, actually.
It is. Well, we said we should do this. We should go and investigate some haunted places. Like,
Yeah.
I'm well keen for that.
I'm
There's people
so-
who have made like proper
A Lay
big
Siege
money out of it.
Field
like-
trip.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Is that the new? Is this the name?
It's
for the
called
podcast?
Lay Siege.
Yeah.
Lay Siege.
It's called Lay Siege.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
It was either going to be like Lay Siege or I Drink Your Milkshake, like
True.
as like an
Oh,
homage
okay.
to
Oh.
like because it was Ain't It Cool News, which is that's from Broken Arrow, the not
Ain't It
too
Cool?
well known. You're out of your mind, Deke.
Oh, I quite like
Ain't It Cool.
Milkshake.
That's how the guy made Ain't It Cool News. Broken Arrow is great fun.
It's a great film.
I Drink Your Milkshake. Yeah, that could be a good one.
Is it a good film, or is it because it's so bad it's good? I enjoy it.
There's loads of films like that.
I loved it as a kid.
Yeah.
Like like Broken Arrow was just so like. Well, Eddie Izzard describes it really well as like popcorn films and stuff. He talks about British films as like, oh, there's a man standing by a window.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing, Sebastian? I don't know. And so in America, it's like. In England, it's called like a room with a view. In America, it's room with a view of hell. It's just like flying monkeys. I love you, Janine. I gotta go. And people just there scoffing popcorn. Like and that's Broken Arrow. Like
I like the sort of like rubbish movies that are really entertaining.
Yeah.
So like B movies. I used to be obsessed with like B horrors.
yeah,
Okay.
So like there's Cabin Fever 2, and it's maybe the worst film I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But because it's so
I
bad,
love the first
it's
one.
great. Yeah, Cabin Fever 1's great, and I thought
Yeah.
Cabin Fever 2
Have you got your
had a cool poster.
Have you got your laptop?
Yeah.
We're going to need some of that.
We're
'cause
gonna
I mean,
need some
like
of
one of
this.
I remember a film I saw years ago, which was called Terra Firma.
Oh, right.
Okay, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Terra Firma. It was like David Lynch crossed with like Monty Python and just other stuff, and it's like this girl like smashes the guy's head open with an ice pick and like scoops out a bit of his brain.
What?
And then fries it in cocaine. And she's like, "This is your brain on drugs." And he's like, "Don't do that, you're wasting it." She's like, "What, your brain on the drugs?" And it's like,
Wow.
It's so strange.
Jesus.
But
Sounds
yeah,
like a
it's
weird
very
alternate Hannibal.
it's very like Valley of the Dolls.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen Valley of the Dolls? And you shall drink the black sperm of my vengeance. Wow. Yeah.
That is badass.
Valley of the Dolls is amazing.
What am I looking
Wow.
for?
Terra Firma was the
Terra
film.
Firma.
You mentioned Hannibal there. That's actually a very good sequel.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a really
Yeah.
good film.
But there's that-
It's a shame that Jodie Foster couldn't come back for the sequel, but
True.
it's still very good.
Yeah, who is it? Who is chasing him down?
Is it Juliette Moore?
Julianne
Moore.
Julianne
Yeah, it
Moore,
is.
sorry.
She's really good though.
Yeah.
It is her, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Red Dragon.
Which is a,
Red Dragon.
technically
Edward
a
Norton.
which is
Yeah,
technically
yeah.
a prequel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ed Norton. Yeah.
Well, Red Dragon is a remake of Manhunter.
Yeah, which is the one with
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian Cox.
Brian Cox.
With the book was called Red Dragon, I think. Yeah. It's got
Is Red Dragon the one where it's the British actor?
Ralph
Ralph
Fiennes.
Fiennes.
Well,
Yeah.
it's Ralph Fiennes, but
Yeah.
he's in love
Francis
with the other.
Dolarhyde. Yeah.
He's in love with the, and she's blind.
Yeah. Emma. Emily Watson.
Yeah.
Not Emma Watson.
Hang on.
Emily
I need
Watson.
to find it.
Yeah.
It's a very good.
It's amazing. And
Actually-
Philip Seymour Hoffman is that like really disgusting Freddie Lowndes,
And he gets sent down the street
In the
on
burning
fire,
on a wheelchair,
in a
yeah.
yeah.
Tell you what, that trilogy of
I've typed Red Dragon and it's
films
come
is
up
really
with
good.
yeah. Do you know what thing I
I
think?
typed Red Dragon and it's come up with like a load of
Porn.
no, it's come up with a load of, like Chinese restaurants to order from.
Oh right, okay. So that's
in my head, I was thinking of some sort of like, I don't know, go.
Do you know what I think is one of the most underrated ones of those films? Hannibal Rising.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hannibal
yeah.
Rising.
That's good.
Gaspard Luel as
Yeah.
as the young Hannibal Lecter in like
Yeah.
post-war
Nazi
Germany and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's Rhys Ifans as I think he's like a Bolshevik or something like that. But and you realise because like they were so cold, stuck in that cabin, and they ate his sister.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's how he like got the idea of like
Became
cannibalism and
weird,
stuff.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
So
Yeah.
Because isn't he? He's at like medical school or something in Hannibal Rising, and then.
He goes on to like medical school or something. I think. Yeah.
But there's a bit where I don't know whether it's after or before when he's like a boy and he like kills some soldiers trying to come to the house or something.
Yeah, something like
It's
that.
like it's
yeah.
all like wintry, snowy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good film.
That film was good
Yeah.
actually.
Really
It goes
good.
under the radar a little bit.
Mm.
People forget about it, but it's really good.
Emily Watson, yeah.
Yeah.
She's really good because the
Although-
house is on fire.
And she remembers all the steps to get to
Yeah.
the outside of the house and,
and
stuff.
then
And yeah,
Ralph Fiennes,
fakes his
yeah.
death.
because it's not Hannibal Lecter's in it, but he's not the antagonist, is he?
In
Like,
Red
Yeah.
Dragon, no,
Yeah.
he's in prison.
He's in prison,
yeah.
and then there's because that's the whole thing with Silence of the Lambs. It's like you think that he's the baddie, but he's doing Hannibal.
No,
He is,
yeah.
and that's why Hannibal's amazing.
Yeah.
Because it's like him in
In
Florence
Silence of the Lambs,
and
it's Buffalo Bob. Buffalo Bill. Sorry, yeah. Who's Buffalo Bob?
Buffalo Bob.
Buffalo Bill.
Um,
I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me hard.
I'm
Jesus
Buffalo Bob.
Every time I see him in something else, he's in Heat, and he's in Evolution. That film
Oh, I
with
love that
Evolution.
film.
Evolution.
Oh.
He's the general.
It's one of my favourite films.
I remember watching it. I watched it at school when one of my teachers was there. Like,
Absolutely
that's
love
Buffalo
that
Bill.
I love it because it's got Duchovny in it, and it's just like, yes, and it's great.
Oh man,
And I think it's directed by the same guys and written by the same guys that did Ghostbusters, which is really.
I think so. Yeah.
There's a credit for a brooding psychopath in Silence of the Lambs.
funky music, wow.
Yeah,
And they're
it's
in the
great.
mall, and he's like, "Yeah, lay some funk on it." He's just shooting them with shotguns and stuff. That's another great one. That's like
Friendly psychopath.
Yeah.
friendly psychopath. Wow.
Orlando Jones, that's him.
Yes, and Sean William Scott.
And he's up behind Duchovny, isn't he, in the suit? He's like, hi! Humping him, like, he's like, would you stop that?
Where's Buffalo Bill? He's not on the.
That's so good.
She is a humorless ice cream. And then she's watching it through.
And then the bug gets into his suit. It's like, it's in my ass. And he's just like, He's like, we have to amputate it. It's in his leg. And he's like, you can't take the leg, Doc. He thinks it's an athlete. He's like, it's moving towards his penis. Take the leg! Take the leg!
Is this Evolution?
Yeah,
and then he's
so
like,
good.
and he's like,
They like win the whole thing with Head and Shoulders.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't
And
like
he's like,
champion.
Ethan Suplee.
Yeah, he's like
Stacked now, yeah.
Good bit of that is
That's
when he's
such
like,
a good
how are you going to go in rectally? And he's like, any time for lubricant? No. And he's like, there's always time for lubricant.
That was a great film.
It's really funny.
That's another one which is like, but I don't even think it's bad. I don't think it's a bad
It's
film.
a great film.
It's a
I think it's an underrated
funny.
film.
It's
Yeah.
Julianne Moore again.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
Amazing film.
chasing Julianne Moore around the internet now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hannibal. Could talk about that movie all day. There's that like
I can barely
bit where
remember
it's,
it.
like,
Is it when he cuts the guy's head off? And
Yeah.
Ray Liotta.
Is it Ray Liotta?
Yeah, he cuts
Yeah,
Ray
he cuts with
Liotta's-
the brain out and
Jeez.
he fries, doesn't he? And he serves him there.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
He's like, hello.
Have you seen the series?
Because she plays Clarice. No, I've seen a bit of it.
Yeah.
I saw a bit of it, but I never really got into it.
In the series, it
Mads, what's his name?
Mads Mikkelsen, yeah.
Yeah.
But Eddie Izzard, second time I mentioned him in the series. Eddie Izzard's in that as a doctor. He's Dr. Abel, I think, or something like that.
Okay.
And he cuts off his leg
Yeah.
and then serves it to him. He bakes it in clay and then serves him his own leg.
No.
And Eddie Izzard he's like bone because he's like equally psychopathic. And there's a really weird
He's like
bit
the
where
Moriarty.
like Will Graham is there and he's saying like the guy's there and he's just like there's no one there, Will, and he is there, but it's amazing watching him gaslight him and basically be like
okay,
no,
cool.
no one's there, and the other guy's just playing along with it. So it's weird, but
I think, yeah, I like that whole. It's kind of a universe, isn't it? Really, like the Hannibal
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah.
There's loads of it.
Thinking there though, like, about like prequels though, when it comes to like villains,
Mm.
sometimes it can ruin it. Because sometimes
Sometimes.
the mystery about who this like psychopath is what's the most compelling, right? 'Cause
yeah.
you don't know who they are. They're
Gary Oldman playing that like ballsack guy.
Yeah.
What?
You know,
Yeah.
it's like just like so
Yeah, it's weird.
fucked up.
Isn't
It
it?
looks
Yeah.
weird.
In what film?
Like
In
Hannibal.
Hannibal. He's the one who's got
Oh.
all the pigs and stuff, and they.
He-
I
He-
so it's
he
one
plays
film I've
the-
watched it once. I can't remember
It's
it.
great.
he plays like the Mr. Burns,
Basically, yeah. And he,
and then Smithers fucking kills him.
because he feeds
Yeah.
people to pigs and stuff.
He's feeding. Yeah, he
Oh
feeds
my
them to
God.
the pigs. There's a really good Parkway Drive song, which is called "Feed Them to the Pigs," and it's like, yeah,
Is it from that or Snatch?
maybe, but I don't know.
I think it's
We'll
quite a
never
common
know.
thing in organised crime. You feed someone pig.
Pigs,
Because
yeah.
they'll eat anything.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
enraged
They
and
eat like bones
hungry
and stuff,
Yeah.
don't they? Super gross.
You need to shave your victims and pull out their teeth. Of course, you could do this afterwards, but you don't want to go stepping through pig shit now, do you? But yeah. Well, like having just watched the Batman today, like that whole thing with the Riddler, Paul Dano.
Yeah.
Like his face is not revealed until in a
Yeah.
very long film. His face is not revealed until at least the 2-hour mark,
Yeah.
and
It's-
that's just great.
That's
It's so much like, is it Nighthawks, the painting, the bit where he's
in the cafe. Yeah.
and
It's a real homage to that.
it is Nighthawks.
the only
isn't
bit,
it?
I think we spoke about this before, the only bit that ruins that scene is how he gets the question mark perfect in the coffin.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't be able to, would you?
Someone else must have done that.
Isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
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 It really is.
Yeah.
Such a good painting.
Such
You wouldn't be able to get that question mark, would you, in the camera?
That's what we said. Yeah,
it's
that's the only thing that's
bit-
annoying.
Yeah,
and it's all they did that all for the trailer, I think.
yeah.
Oh,
it-
yeah.
But then he's
Because you'd
meant to
never be able to, unless
Yeah.
you ask someone to do a like slightly creepy question mark in my coffee, please. It's like
Yeah.
you wouldn't have been able to he wouldn't have been able to do that with a cocktail stick or whatever, because it's just
Yeah.
not how.
Yeah, but I guess he just
Well-
asked the dude, and he was like, "Can you just
Can you?
pour it?"
Yeah.
Well, what they should
So
do-
I'm like this, this guy like got a lot of questions. Like, just really like question marks. Could you just put? Could you like do
Yeah.
some latte art question mark?
I mean, they could have shown like
That
they
was
could have
annoying.
panned down to like
Mm.
the barista or someone on the floor, like when
Yeah.
he's clearly killed them afterwards or something,
Yeah.
to really show how psychopathic he is.
True.
They could have done.
But no, because he had motives. His motives were like the,
Yeah, that's
the
true.
rich and powerful elite who were
That is
like
true, yeah.
corrupt.
Yeah, that's more of a Joker thing.
That's why,
isn't
and
it?
again, that's why he doesn't go after Gordon.
He was
Yeah.
Doesn't go
really
after Jim Gordon.
calculated, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
but he was.
But it's all about
Yeah.
it's all about Bruce Wayne. Actually, what I really like about that film is that, like, the thing he wants to do happens. So many films where, like, they stop it before it happens. You're like, oh, I'd kind of like to see, like, the city explode or something.
Yeah, and they flood
like,
the city, don't they? Yeah.
He floods the city, and it's all like what they're doing. Like, it's so stupid of them. Like, it's the city's flooding, but they still go into the Gotham Square Gardens or whatever it is, and they're going down, and it's like, the city's flooding. It's like, no, I'm still going to do my Congress.
Do you know how gravity and water work? Yeah. Not good.
You know, filling a cup. That's going to happen.
Yeah. That's good. So that it takes a lot of cues from the New 52 Batman comics, where they basically reboot the whole DC universe. And in their origin story of Batman, it's Zero Year, and Zero City. I might have that wrong. It's something like that. Basically, in that series, the Riddler floods Gotham and essentially makes it into this like apocalyptic Mad Max style kind of
cool. There's a new game, isn't there? Is it not
Arkham Asylum?
Knight?
Maybe, yes, yeah.
There's like a new.
I don't realise until I watched that
game.
Arkham was the name of. It was Martha Wayne's maiden name.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, have you seen the film?
Yeah.
Yeah, they say it in that. Yeah, it's the Wayne family and the Arkham family who founded Gotham, which is essentially New York.
Yeah.
And it was Martha Arkham married
Asylum.
Tom
That's the
Wayne.
idea. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of in the comics, a lot of history between those with those families, and they delve into that. It's quite good.
Like the
actually.
Montagues and the Capulets, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's a. I really liked it. There's only one bit that's like kind of annoying, and it's like probably the only bit.
Is
of
it the
CGI.
question mark in the?
It's two. There's the question mark in the coffee, which is like way
just
too.
Annoyed you
it's
so
just
much.
So annoying because it's way too perfect, and he'd been sat there. They'd had like this whole spiel where, he's like smiling at Batman.
Yeah.
Who's like at the window, like, where is she? But.
He doesn't say that.
No, he doesn't say
But that's what he always says.
That's what he always says.
Where is she?
He's always looking for her.
Batman's always got a voice, isn't he? He's always got something.
But
what's my
that bit annoyed me. But it's also like there was like a stupid bit of CGI which didn't need to be there, and it's when someone gets thrown off a bike or like like an extra goes flying.
Yeah.
But it's just because the film's so good because it's hardly got any special effects, like that sticks out.
Yeah.
And it's just annoying. Like, throw a real person.
Throw some poor woman off a bike. Come on.
Yeah. Speaking of chases in movies, The Rock.
Oh, the chase through San Francisco.
It's the basis for all comedy chases.
I'm
so happy that I've brought this into both your lives.
Oh, I loved it.
But there's
that film.
There's like cabbages flying out of nowhere.
It's
like all
it's
of the,
ridiculous.
the meter things that the
when he smashes through them and they
those. It's like so unnecessary. And then Sean Connery's trying to smash everything
in a Humvee.
But then there's one of the greatest people in that movie is the guy that's doing the tram.
Yeah.
It's like, motherfuckers.
Oh, my baby.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
But how they survived, I don't know if they got out before, but the tram is like...
It's a Michael Bay film.
I love how high it goes.
It's so high.
There's no logic.
It literally looks like a Universal Studios ride. I remember going to Universal Studios thinking that's what it was like when it explodes and just jumps up and comes down. And he has to shoot the airbag and stuff, and it's like... But I love it when he's just like... John, save yourselves! And people are throwing themselves off and stuff. It's just like...
But there's even like it's so dumb. It's so dumb. There's like a truck full of refill water office. They go through it and it's perfect. It's so.
I think
good.
it was basically the end.
It's like what's going to look cool if we smash a car into it?
Yeah.
Right, we'll get an open truck that has the.
It's surprising that there wasn't
come
two
on.
guys carrying a pane of glass across the street or something like that.
So ridiculous.
And there's a little old lady, and he's like, shit. He misses the little lady and drives into this tram.
Who is a man? Because I the little old lady. I was watching it. It's just like a guy in a wig.
Is this going to be another propeller guy? Like, is there going to be?
please.
Is there going to be?
Oh, let's find the
There's
credit.
got to be a fan edit.
Maybe
There's
it's a
got
stunt
to be a fan
man.
edit of The Rock.
Oh my
Right.
god!
The thing is, right, Michael Bay's not the first person to do that, putting like unnecessary like obstacles in the car chase.
Yeah.
It's happened in all the old James Bond films. It's a bit of humour. It's great. It's fun.
But that what? Do you know what? There is a huge fan theory thing that The Rock is a James Bond film.
Yeah, what are you saying?
Because his name
Yeah.
is John Mason, which is another sort of really basic code namey sounding thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a YouTube video, and some guy went through and did all the timelines between like Doctor No, Thunderball, Octopussy, all those early ones, of when Bond could have gone to America in between those dates, got arrested.
Yeah.
And it works out because it's obviously that it would work out that it was the end of the last film that he did, and then Roger Moore took over, which reinforces this theory that James Bond is a code name. It's not a person, it's just a code name that's assigned. James Bond 007, you are assigned that name and stuff. And there's a huge thing about the fact that John Mason is actually James Bond.
And what a name as well.
Yeah.
What a cool name.
John Mason.
John Mason.
Yeah.
She's just called Woman.
Just
She lived alone. She
But-
did with her cats.
She was played by Leah Diamond II.
Wow.
not a man.
No,
No. Okay.
I mean,
not an old lady though.
But yeah, The
I
Rock
mean, if
is.
she's watching it, she'll be super offended by that.
I guess she's
Sorry.
probably dead. Like, it was 30 years ago that film was made, so it's. But like, The Rock was kind of, I guess, at sort of the end of that sort of era of films like Bullet, where you know Steve McQueen is racing through San Francisco and
yeah.
stuff, and it's that kind of the end of that era, like Bullet, French Connection.
Yeah.
I know those are much earlier films.
What line did I send to you?
But,
I sent to the thing. It was about the chit chat. A-hole.
Why don't you cut the chit chat, a-hole?
Do you know what
Yeah.
I liked about it? I liked that it was Nicolas Cage, and he was so uncool in it.
Yeah, he's a geek.
Yeah, he's
a
such
nerd.
a nerd,
Yeah.
and I
He's
love it.
not. He's cool as hell in that movie.
He is cool as hell, but he's not Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
and he's not like.
knowing Nicolas Cage.
But this is the
kind
thing,
of
because
like-
he's half the age of Sean Connery, and Sean
Yeah.
Connery's the badass in that.
Yeah.
He's like beating people to death with his bare hands and stuff.
It's not. Yeah,
Why don't
it's
you
not
cut
Con
the
Air
chit-
Nick
Why
Cage, is
don't you
it?
cut the chit chat? A-hole.
I love that.
He is cool.
When they're in the cells and he describes all the ways and he gets out and stuff, and he went to the flame thing. That was really cool, by the way. But how, in the name of Zeus's butthole, did you get out of your
That
cell?
is- he goes
And then he
full
throws the
page,
thing and opens the door, and it's like,
I see.
huh,
Seuss's butthole.
trade secrets, my son.
It's just the music in that's great as well. It's like I don't know who composed it, but that bit when they're when they're seeing the missiles at the beginning, and it's like it all kicks off. It's like, oh yeah,
It's
We're talking about The Rock.
Yeah.
It's similar to the Command and Conquer kind of soundtrack,
Yeah.
the soundtracks of my
So
childhood.
good.
And then I realised this when I was about 25. Someone introduced me to a band called Children of Bodom. They're from Finland, and there's a song called Bodom After Midnight where they use that same riff, but it's super heavy. And my god, my balls exploded. It was
they
so
They
so
are a
good.
heavy band.
Yes,
Um,
but yeah,
The Rock, it's the side characters that like made it for me. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the tram guy,
yeah,
the hairstylist.
yeah. You the barber?
Like-
No, stylist.
Yeah,
Barber.
it's so good.
When he's in the elevator, he's like, look, I didn't know you threw the man on the balcony or anything like that. All I care about is, are you happy with your haircut?
So good.
Michael Bay's good at that though in his films. He does put a bit of humour,
Yeah.
which is much
Yeah.
needed sometimes. You don't,
I think he went overboard with Transformers a bit, with like Bumblebee
Yeah.
pissing on the people and like that was
Yeah.
just...
I mean, when you said then earlier about The Rock, how like that the tram goes up as like a theme park ride, that's a good description for Michael
really
Bay's Transformer films. They are just
Yeah.
essentially.
A big
well, I couldn't
Big
watch
coaster.
Transformers.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Big
watch
roller
Transformers
coaster.
because it was just like...
Are you ladies' man something? what's the thing Optimus Prime says? Because he's got like the glasses.
Oh yeah.
And it's like it's
no.
his eBay account, and then Optimus Prime tracks him
Isn't
down.
it like Witty or something? Or...
His Wiki, yeah, he's
That's
called,
it.
like something Wiki, but his
Wiki,
eBay name is like Ladies Man 2517 or something. Are you Ladies Man 2517? He's like, What?
Kudos to Shia. Is it Shia or Shia? I don't know how you say it.
I'd say Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
he plays it
it
quite well.
means
in
like
those films.
holy cow, or
Yeah.
like praise the beef or
King,
something.
king
That's
of
his name.
King of Beef.
Yeah. But yeah, I like his films. Have you ever seen Holes?
Holes.
No,
It's one of his early films, wasn't it?
Holes is incredible.
Graham did that as a charade last week.
Did he?
Yeah, in the desert round. Yeah.
Man,
I remember.
that sucks because I love that movie and I would have got it.
I think Colin got it.
Yeah.
Can I have a Guinness?
Of course you
It's
can.
funny. Holes, I think, was the first film where I read the book before the film.
Okay.
And I had that like snobby thing of being like,
Oh, yeah.
no, I've read the book.
I
I'm
know
gonna go
that.
into this.
I have that
And
with
then I
every
was-
film I go and see.
And then I was super critical of it.
I know that film
It's like a
through.
cocky little 14-year-old.
Love it.
The film's great,
The
actually.
film is amazing.
It is.
Hector Zeroni.
Yeah.
It's all linked, isn't it? Stanley Yelnats.
Yeah.
And Yelnats is Stanley backwards.
And it is Sigourney Weaver who's the warden, isn't it?
So it's kind of like Chicken Run. in a way.
Oh, it is!
It
You
is.
ruined it.
Oh, sorry,
no,
man.
it is.
It's got like a Chicken Run vibe. Like the plot is
It's
like
Chicken Run. It is
Hey,
Chicken
you know,
Run.
when I was
Chicken Run's a
in,
great
when I was
film.
at film, well, not film college, when I did A levels, film A level at college, and my lecturer said there are only 7 stories.
Oh,
There
okay.
are only 7 stories, and everything is a remake of one of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, Romeo and Juliet, so like love on the other side of the tracks
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. And then there's a Faust, like a debt that must be repaid or something like that.
Yeah.
So
That
makes sense,
everything is
yeah.
a remake of something, but
Yeah.
some of the remakes you realise are actually quite hilarious when you think it's like
Yeah.
comparable.
Do you-
Comparing Holes to Chicken Run.
Do you agree though?
Yeah.
It is very Chicken Run.
Yeah,
but
I do.
because they escape. They spend the whole movie. It's John Voight as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
the sort of.
Enforcer.
Yeah. He's
Prison
like
guard,
he's like
I know
he's
him.
like the horrible guy.
Yeah.
But
He
they
is
get-
a very good, nasty piece of work.
Yeah, because
John Voight.
he plays. He's like because what is it? They're like they've got in trouble and it's like juvie kind of.
Essentially, it's juvie, isn't it?
Borstal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
And they have to dig a 3
they're being
meter.
punished, so they go to this place and
Yeah.
they're digging holes because they're both obsessed with the treasure. There's like this mysterious treasure, but the film it's beautiful. It makes me cry. It's an amazing film.
I haven't seen
But
it.
I think it's a Disney film.
I think it is. Yeah.
They're digging these holes and then they go through the desert and they're like almost dying, like Hector Zeroni and Stanley Yelnats, but like Zeroni cursed, like the family cursed Stanley Yelnats' family.
That's it.
Mm.
Yeah.
But then they hike, and it's all like based in history, and like these two like boys are like just becoming friends, and then they get up to the best bit is like they get up to the top of that thing, and there's like an oasis of like wild onions.
Yeah.
And they're just chewing on these, they're just chomping on these onions, and it's like I've never wanted to eat a raw onion more than that. Like,
They make it look so appetizing.
yeah, make it look amazing.
I mean,
they're
I
just like
guess-
sitting there, like in some grass, and it's like in the middle of the desert,
Yeah.
up this thing. And they're just like eating some onions, and
Hey, whatever.
Patricia Arquette's in it as well. She's in the flashbacks, and there's the guy who's like
Because he steals some.
falls in love with her, and he's like, I can fix that.
Because he.
And then
steals
she's
trains,
crying, and
doesn't
then
he?
when they fall in love, like she's crying about something.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, I can fix that. It's amazing.
I'm going to have to watch this film. I haven't seen it. That
It's
might
good. And the book is really good as well.
Underrated film.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think it was like rated pretty good when it came out, but it's been forgotten.
Be. Who wrote the book?
Oh, I don't know. It's that, yeah. I mean, I read it a long time ago.
Mm.
Isn't
It's
the whole is the whole 3.2 by 3.2 and you use your spade to measure out the diameter that they describe in the book?
No, I don't
I
know.
can't remember if they do that in the film,
I don't think they do that in the film.
but it's quite cool.
They just do.
Because he learns when you first start doing it,
Mm.
he starts digging a hole,
Mm.
and then like everyone's like,
Are they graves, basically?
No, they're digging holes to find some treasure.
yeah, then he learns that if you measure out the hole with your spade, you get the exact diameter, you save energy because you know exactly where your walls of your hole are. And the book goes into quite a lot of detail of it. It's quite cool.
Wow.
The film does not do that.
No, the film is really good though. Like, that's
great.
why, you know what, you couldn't have that in a film. It wouldn't work, would it? It'd be too much.
Yeah.
It'd be too boring. Like, it was
like
boring me talking
Harry
about
Potter,
that.
they left so much out.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's probably a reason for it because it would be boring. I'm
It'd be like a 7-hour long film.
I'm sure if you've read the books, you'd absolutely love it. You'd be there like, oh yeah, you know. But if you've not read the books, you'd be like, what? What is all this about? Like,
Might
what's
read
all this
the book.
waffle about?
Nah, I'll just watch the film again.
They're hard work, I find. I tried reading The Philosopher's Stone, Sorcerer's Stone if you're American.
Oh, the Harry Potter books.
Yeah.
And she's not a great writer at the beginning.
No.
She gets better.
The first book, I was like,
She gets better.
yeah.
But it's quite basic at the beginning.
Yeah.
She obviously.
There's very weird literary
Goblet of
devices.
Fire. It was really good.
It was powerful, yeah.
Yeah.
The first book, the first sentence in the first book is something, or in the first paragraph, she says like the Dursleys weren't the kind of people to put up with any of that kind of stuff. Thank you very much, which is a really weird literary kind of thing. I'm gonna have to find what it is in the first. It's like on the first page,
So
yeah,
It is about the Dursleys on the first page.
Yeah.
But she gets better, and she's an accomplished author now.
I want to.
I love that we're almost patronising her. She's like quadro-billionaire.
Yeah,
But-
she's
But-
we don't. I don't want to talk about J.K. Rowling on this. Like, I love Harry Potter, but J.K. Rowling.
Fuck her.
Yeah, fuck her.
Don't literally. You know,
No.
might actually have that might be my first edit. I have to actually edit that bit out.
There's
Very.
She's said some choice things.
Mm.
I'm trying to debunk whether she wrote, because I heard she wrote Harry Potter to almost be like an erotic fantasy.
Right.
And I want to debunk it because, like, you know, like some uncredible source told me this probably at a pub 10 years ago.
What was the
But it was supposed to be for adults, and it was going to have like sex and stuff in it, and they were like
with children?
magical.
That's
Not
weird.
children, no, they were adults.
Oh.
Like
It's a book about children.
it's now a book about children. It
They
was
went to
meant-
school.
Oh my god.
What else
So
could
it was supposed to be like, I don't know, college or university. Obviously, it's not an erotic. Yeah.
Wizarding University, right?
Yeah.
That's different.
Show me
Let
your
me
wand,
see.
Dumbledore.
Harry Potter. What would I even type?
Be careful you type.
Yeah.
Yeah. First, imagining.
Did J.K. Rowling intend Harry Potter to be an erotic story?
Yeah. How? Rowling envision.
I think we should just get off
Harry
J.K. Rowling.
Potter.
She's not worth the effort.
We're putting a lot of credence.
Yeah, she's not worth the effort. Is she?
J.K. Rowling delayed on a train from Manchester. To
Yeah, I was thinking the idea just popped into her head, I remember.
She wrote mostly longhand, mastermind with notes on scraps of paper. Blah 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 blah. I'm not going to find it.
No.
Mainly because it doesn't sound like it's true. Of all of her failings, I don't think that's, she's not E.L. James.
That started off as Twilight fiction, didn't it?
When we put this up, though,
Fan fiction.
Or 50 Shades of Grey.
I might have that wrong.
I would
I'm fairly sure that E.L. James started writing it as like Twilight, like erotic fan fiction.
Do you know what that's
Well,
called?
there we go. We're all getting
Type that
information
in.
from like
Type that in.
this weirdo.
There's an actual term for that. Erotic fan fiction is called filk.
Filk.
Filk. F-I-L-K.
Wow.
Yeah. I think. I mean, again, I might be wrong.
Can we find some?
Yeah.
Can we find some?
Type in the word filk.
I want to hear some.
Filk
Come on.
definition.
Yeah, let's get
I
some
think
up.
I'm right.
Come on.
How to get rid
But
of
it's-
it.
What would be a film we want
Clean
to?
my
Okay, hang on.
cookies after this.
Do you reckon there's some There Will Be Blood fan fiction?
There is a website. There's a website called Depp Impact, which is all based on Johnny Depp.
What am I putting? Filk.
Just type in the word filk and see what happens.
Filk. Oh my god.
What is it?
Yes,
What is it?
come on.
Spot playing a guitar.
Oh my god! Wait,
Okay.
can you
Folk
read the
music.
description? Can you read the
That's folk music. No.
Oh.
What is folk music? That's like gonna be
What?
folk and
About or inspired by science fiction, fantasy, horror, science, and or subjects of interest to fans of speculative fiction, frequently being a song whose lyrics have been altered to refer to science
Wait a
fiction.
minute, this is
parodying.
a genre of music.
I thought it was a I thought it was a genre of like
Oh my god.
Fan-
It's music. It's a
Fandom.
musical genre.
type in fan filk.
Fanfilm.
Yeah. Do it, Google man.
Is there a Guinness going?
Yeah, there is.
Is it in the fridge?
Fan law.
Yeah, Rob might have to reach it.
Well, we might have to do the reach round.
Filk
The,
is a musical culture genre. You read it.
Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, it's a musical genre fan.